This local sports report is brought to you by M&T Printing, offering banners, brochures, business cards, and more. Check out their website for a wide range of printed products at mtprint.com.
He is a former player with the Waterloo Wolves U18 team. He played for the Brantford 99ers growing up in minor hockey. And this year, he is the captain of the St. Mary's Lincolns in the GOJHL. Jacob Bloomfield, welcome to the 519.
Thanks for having me, Darren. I appreciate it.
Good to see you. Let's talk about this year, first of all, and just playing for the Lincolns organization. Obviously, this would have been your third season. What are the best parts about playing in St. Mary's?
Yeah, you know what? I've enjoyed all three of my years in St. Mary's. It's a great team, great organization. The people are just great there. I'd have to say the best part though is probably the fans and the community around the team. I mean, there's not a Friday night in St. Mary's where there's not a person in the stands. And last year at the Fielder Rink, we had probably 1,000 fans out, and I mean, you could just feel the energy off the crowd. And it's a pretty special thing to have the community surround the team like that. And it's a pretty awesome feeling.
And I think it works hand in hand with the team, right? You talk about different things that you guys have done. I know you're a part of the Christmas parade. I know you've done different things. Why does it work so well in St. Mary's in your mind?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just that small town feeling, I mean, everyone in the community knows about the Lincolns. They come out and watch us on Friday nights, and we're just kind of involved in the life there. I mean, like you said, we're at the Christmas parades. We go read at the school. We have like interactive coloring contests within the community. I mean, there's just so many things that keep the community interested in us and how we're kind of intertwined with them.
Which player on the team is the worst person at coloring?
Worst person at coloring. Well, I mean, I don't want to pick apart my roommate here, but I'd probably say it was Justin McIntyre.
Just not pretty, eh?
Oh man, guy's got to have the color coded on there.
This franchise as a whole, I think, has come a long way in a couple of years. And I think they've taken, really positive steps. Obviously, they've really engaged in the community. And like you say, you have 1,000 fans in a hockey rink on a Friday night. That's special. These franchises are working hard every single day to develop their players, but without community support, sometimes it doesn't work. And I think the Lincolns have done a really nice job sort of transitioning and taking positive steps forward to make Friday night an event. It's that simple.
Yeah. In St. Mary's, it's pretty special. We have Darren and Greg Smaley, the two brothers, both originally from St. Mary's. And I mean, they grew up on the Lincolns, and now they're both involved tremendously with the team, being the GM and our trainer. And I mean, they genuinely care. Like, you can tell, like they want us to achieve the highest level that we can and be the best people and the best players that we can at the same time. And, that like, they don't spare time or expense. Like, they want us on the ice as much as we can. They want us working out at the gym in town. They would want to make good people and good players.
Community pillars. And that's how I look at Darren and Greg. Darren obviously winning the OHA Trainer of the Year award last season, very deserving of that honor. I've gotten to know Greg very well over the last little while, and quality person, good hockey coach. What is it about Greg what are the characteristics that he's got that really builds the hockey team and just makes it sort of run, right? There's all different spokes on the wheel, but Greg's really the center of that, isn't he?
Yeah. So we actually kind of have these jokes all the time around the team. So if we ever go through a little tough spot or like a rough patch, Greg's always the first one to kind of come together, and we'll have, we call them Smaley speeches. So Smaley will come into the room, he'll bring a chair, and he'll sit down with us, and we'll just have an open chat. Like, I mean, anyone's free to talk, whoever wants to, older guys, rookies, right? The leaders on the team, coaches, Smaley being the GM. I mean, it's just an open chat, and he wants to hear what we think and what we need to do. And he wants to let us know what he thinks and what he thinks we should do to move forward.
What's it like for you to be the captain?
I mean, it's pretty special. I've been fortunate enough to have a letter in the past, and it's a special feeling. I mean, you don't need a letter to be a leader on the team, but it definitely signifies that the guys like should look up to you and respect you a lot, right? So, I mean, one of main things that I try to focus on is just being there for whoever needs it. And I mean, if a guy needs a push throughout the game, I'm going to give him that push. And if a guy needs to have a chat to say, hey man, like you got this, don't worry about it, keep going, I'm going to be that guy.
What are you expecting from the team this season? And I know we don't know yet what's going to happen. There's nothing official, and I don't want to get into any of that in terms of whether there will be a season or won't be a season. What would the outlook have been, or what is it for the Lincolns this year?
Yeah, so we came off a pretty good season last year. I mean, we had a nice winning record and finished up in top of the Western Conference there. So this year we were looking a little bit younger, obviously. I brought in some new young guys, but I was excited about it. I mean, we had a good young core group, all good, great guys. I mean, we all got along, well, as best we could have in the short amount of time that we had to meet each other. But I was excited to see how it would have played out this year in the Western Conference. I mean, I think we could have had a good run at it.
I know you didn't get a chance to play in all of the games in Stratford, but I'm going to tell you, that series between the Warriors and the Lincolns that you guys were playing in the fall was just amazing. And it was awesome to be back in the rink. What were the best parts of that? And what did the guys say about having the opportunity to play the Warriors in those exhibition games?
Yeah, so it's a pretty special feeling, actually. I mean, it's the Battle of Highway 7, right? Like we're just down the road from each other. So we all know guys on their team. They all know guys on our team. So it's pretty special to go kind of like head and head with the neighbors down the road. And it's pretty fun to say that whoever's going to win is going to be like the king of Highway 7, right? So it's a pretty special feeling.
I know you've had a great experience in the GOJHL, and we'll see what happens this year and potentially next year as well. What are some of your future goals, Jacob? Where would you like to see yourself in the game?
Yeah, so I mean, education's very important to me, and I've always enjoyed the game of hockey. Like it's always been very special to me. So just kind of furthering my career, like playing hockey wherever I could would be awesome, and just kind of play for as long as I can. And I mean, if I can get an education out of that, such as like OUA or NCAA, something like it, other than that would be very, very special. So
what would you bring in terms of a skill set to a university hockey team?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's no secret. My height's not my strong suit, but I don't play like I'm small. I mean, I'm not afraid to back down if somebody's towering over me, and I like to get in those corners and win the puck battles. And I don't know. I think of myself as a two-way player. I like to play in my own end and defense as much as I like to score goals. So I guess that's kind of what I could bring to a team.
And I think you can't measure leadership qualities either. And being the captain of a hockey team in junior hockey is a compliment to not only your skill on the ice, like you described there, but also your personality off of it, being a good teammate. How important is that stuff to you? So do those intangible things.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny, actually. I just had a chat about this the other day with my mom. Just my morals and values. I mean, they're what kind of drive me as a person. And at the end of the day, if you can have somebody thinking about you or talking about you and saying, you know what, that's a good person, that's a good guy right there, that goes a long way. And I mean, if you have other people thinking that way about you, that's a pretty special feeling, I think.
Let's talk a little bit about your development before you moved into the GOJHL. You spent one season with the Waterloo Wolves U18 program. Your head coach was Jim McEachern that year, and you had an outstanding offensive year. I think you had a little over a point per game with the Wolves. What are your memories of playing for Waterloo, and what did you like the most about it?
Yeah, so that was actually a pretty tough year for me. I had left my team in Brantford to go to Waterloo because I had heard that they were looking to build a winning team. And I think it's one of probably the greatest choices I ever made. I mean, I had a great year that year personally, like with the guys on the team. I mean, we were the tightest knit group I've ever been a part of. And I will easily say it was probably one of the most fun years of hockey I've ever played. I mean, you could come into our room at any time and we would all be joking around, and you were happy if the guy next to you scored, you were happy if you scored. I mean, it was just, the team mentality was out of this world.
How about Brantford, your 99ers experience? I know you played your U16 season, your U15 season. Obviously, growing up, you played a number of years in Brantford. What can you say about the development system with Brantford minor hockey and the 99ers?
Yeah, so I mean, being close to home was nice. Just a short 20-minute drive to the rink and everything. And I got to grow up playing beside my best friend my whole time in Brantford, and Kyle Brzezinski. So me and him have played together since basically we came out of like, since we were like pre-novice, right? So, I mean, it was pretty special playing with a good friend like that. And just the whole in Brantford being close to home and playing with guys that you got to go to school with, it was pretty special. And I mean, we were not the best team, that's for sure, but we had fun doing it. And I mean, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
And really, that is the most important thing, especially when you're going through minor hockey, is, you know what, just have fun and enjoy the ride, right? And I know that's what you're doing right now at the Lincolns as well, just enjoying the ride. Last question for you, Jacob. What would your message be right now to fans of the Lincolns? Obviously, everybody is going through a difficult time and it's challenging, but I think one of the most important things that I can do at 519, Jacob Bloomfield can do with the St. Mary's Lincolns, is stay positive. There's nothing else you can really do. What would your message to the fans be of the Lincolns?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, staying positive is the key here. And if I could say anything to St. Mary's Lincolns fans, it'd be hold in there, guys. We're going to be back soon, and it's going to be exciting. You're going to enjoy it.
And they will be there to support you whenever we can have fans back in the stands in St. Mary's. Great chatting with you, Jacob. Really appreciate the time. Hopefully see you soon at the rink.
Absolutely, Darren. Take care.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.